right, what's up, YouTube? We are back with another video. I hope everything is good. So before I get started, I want to make sure the sound is good. So if you can hear me, press 1. We are live on YouTube. If you can hear me, press 1. If you can hear me, press 1. We are live on YouTube. So shout out to the people that's on Instagram right now. We are live on YouTube. So if you can hear me, press 1. Before I get into this commentary, I want to make sure you all can hear me because we have a full show today that we're going to be talking about. All right. Is it good? Is it good? Okay. So we're going to be getting into Nicki Minaj possibly facing 10 years in prison. We're going to be talking about I will see you over there. So people that's we also going to be talking about Michelle ATLN Brown interview that she did with Nene Leakes. We're going to be talking about that as well. We also going to be getting into this Asian guy. I didn't get his name, but we're going to be getting into that as well. And also we're going to be talking about the infamous library situation. We're going to be talking about that as well. So I want to say special shout out to everybody in there that are watching this live. Okay. It is lit. Shout out to Instagram family. If you want to see it clearer, come over to YouTube, youtube.com/The Wiley Show. So let's get into it. All right, we're going to get into our first subject. Okay, so give me a second. I want to get into our first topic before we get into it. I just want to say, man, it is literally late tonight. But we had to go live and talk about it. So we definitely want to give a special shout out to all the producers in the house. Okay. All right, so let's get into it. Our first, we're gonna get into it. Let's get his picture up there. We good. We good. I think they said the sound is good. All right, so we're good. Oh gosh. Okay, I got to do something. Hold on, you guys. I want to make sure. Okay. All right, so it was I'm trying to get his picture. None of their pictures are up here. Hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to see. Okay, hold on. Let me do something real quick. Y'all bear with us. We having some technical difficulties, but we're gonna make sure we get their picture up here because I want to see their picture. So we want to make sure we talk about them so we can have them on the screen. There we go. Let's see. All right. So none of the pictures are going to show. So we're just going to have to ad-lib and pretending the pictures are up here. Well, apparently it was an Asian guy that is literally shot a six-year-old boy, and everybody was talking about it. People were sending me DMs about it. It was like, oh my gosh, Wiley, did you hear about this? You know, this Asian guy that shot this 6-year-old boy. And I was like, yes, I heard about it. So apparently this guy named Ryan threatened this 6-year-old and said he's going to get a sledgehammer, and he actually shot him. So I actually saw the video, and I was like, man, should I play? I was like, no, we can't play the video. But shout out to the blogs. So he actually shot this young man in the arm. Like this a kid shot him in the arm. And we all about protect Asians and all of that. I'm about that. I don't believe nobody should hate anybody, but let's be clear. You do have some people that are a part of the Asian community think that they are whites. So that's just a reality with some of them. They identify with white. They don't identify as being black. So with that in mind, which is really sad because as I look at this video, I was like, oh my gosh, we have just a couple of months ago, we're really out there pushing the narrative and really out there protesting, and people were saying protect Asians, but we also have to protect black folks as well because Black Lives Matter. And that young boy could have easily lost his life. I'm telling you, he could have easily lost his life. That could have been fatal. And thank God he lived to tell the story, and he's still alive, and he's healthy because he even did an interview with the news. But one thing about the guy, he had got a $10,000 bond He bonded for a $10,000 bond, and people were outraged. They was like, "Oh my gosh, how in the world can this guy get a $10,000 bond and literally come out and get less than someone that get weed charges and come out and get a $10,000 bond?" So people were upset about it. It was a public outcry. So it was increased from $10,000 to actually $100,000. So give me a second. I want to put this picture so y'all can actually see this man, because now it's actually working. Okay. So, and I'm like, what the world are y'all getting a $10,000 bond from? He shot somebody. He need to be getting, that's 100,000, 200,000, but it should not be one. You know, it literally should not be $10,000. That's really low. That is really low when you're talking about shooting someone. And I'm definitely praying for the family, because that could have easily went left. Now, I don't know what would make this man do this. I don't want to read it because it was on the Shade Room. But they put on here, they said the report states that the decision came from the community outcry and disagreement with the magistrate court decision that led to the county prosecutor office to file an emergency motion to cancel Ryan's bond. As recently reported, Ryan allegedly threatened Kobe, I believe that's the young boy's name, with a sledgehammer before allegedly shooting the child. Ryan was charged with assault with intent to murder, assault with intent to do bodily harm, and 2 firearm charges. So it is that way. And so people were talking about, oh, you know, this is crazy. Why would this happen? I'm like, people do crazy things. And this is why laws need to change and really need to be out there. And a law can actually change all day long, but it's not going to stop someone from being hateful. You cannot police or outlaw someone that hates somebody's skin color. You can never do it. I don't care how many laws you change in the books. You can never change how someone feel about you as being a black person. And so obviously this guy is just really, really weird, and I hope he served at least 50 years in prison, because he could have literally took that young boy's life. And a mother and a father could be somewhere getting a funeral arrangements for the young brother. So for that young baby. So we're definitely going to send our prayers to the family, because I know they have to be very traumatizing to experience that, even for the young kid, because obviously he's going to have to deal with some things as well, coming out, and, you know, someone is shot him. So obviously he have to grow up with that, and hopefully he don't have no type of mental illness or depression or anxiety, you know, going through that, because that could really change a person's life forever and really affect him in his adulthood. So I'm definitely praying for the family, and yet this guy definitely needs to be serving, I'll say, 50 years in prison, right? 50 years in prison. That is how much he needs to serve in prison. I think he needs to serve 50 years. Now, y'all can comment below in the chat and tell me how many years he actually can serve, but I think the brother should serve 50 years in prison. I know somebody I talked to earlier was like, 50 years in prison? There's no way in the world that somebody should get that. I'm like, listen, if I was the judge, I would say, listen, bruh, you serving 50 years if I was the judge, but I'm not the judge. I'm not the judge of the case. But if I was the judge, it would definitely be 50 years in prison, and what I would tell he would have to serve. And that would me being 100% honest when it comes to that. It would definitely have to be 50 years. All right. So I'm going to read some of y'all comments. Give me a quick second. I know I'm on Instagram too, so we're going to end this Instagram. Make sure y'all go check me out on YouTube. Peace. All right. I had just ended Instagram. All right. So I will see them. So they should be popping up over here on on YouTube. Give me a second. All right. Okay. So we done with that. We done with that. That was a sad story, man. That was a sad story, and I don't even want to even get that. That was like really, really sad, man. That's just something that I don't even want to cover. But my producers, they be like, "Hey, I'm sending you. I want you to talk about it." I'm like, "Okay, I'll talk about it." Damn, because I just like when you talk about stuff like that, it's very controversial, and and it does something. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really want to get into it, but I'm like, all right, so it is what it is. Okay, let me get into the Migos. So last night, the Migos came out with their new album, I think it's Culture 3. And I was listening to it, and I'm not trying to throw shade at the Migos, but obviously they sound is outdated. Now, when I was a fan of the Migos, I was literally in Chicago, and it was about maybe 2014, 2015, maybe I was seeing it. That's when they saw, you know, that's when they were lit. That's when the culture was definitely living for the Migos. But I think obviously they got lost in the sauce because their music is just not hitting it. It sounds dated. Now, one of the records that they did, and I'm like, why in the world would you all sample Papa Was a Rolling Stone? Do not sample that iconic record. Why in the world would you sample a record, Papa Was the Rolling Stone? Why in the world would you do that? That's something that I just will not get. That is a lit song. By the Temptation. And the Migos was over there. Papa was and Papa was a Rolling Stone. I'm like, Offset. No, don't do it. Do not do it to that classic. That is like completely mumble jumble rap. I can't even understand the word they're saying. And I'm like, I'm not into it. Like at one point I was into the mumble the mumble rap, you know, but now I really want to hear you, you know, I want to be able to hear the lyrics. I want to be able to hear the bars. And so the reason why I am into Lil Baby is because you actually can hear and understand what Lil Baby is talking about. But when you get to the Migos, I'm like, mumble rap? I'm like, really not. But I will tell you, out of that entire album, I really like Takeoff Verse. I like Takeoff Verse. His verse is like off the chain. And I really like him as an artist, and I would love for him to just come with a solo album because Takeoff Verse, he really puts a lot into his verse. Offset can sit down. Quavo lost his way, maybe because he ain't eating that poom poom from Sweetie, but he have lost his way. Obviously, he have. Because I was really listening. I'm like, how many people in this chat have listened to the Migos? Let me know up in here how many people in this chat that have listened to the Migos. Listen, I'm like, what the world are you talking about? I can't understand some of you saying. So I was listening to it, and the only reason why I listened to it is because Cardi B was on there, the new queen of hip hop. She was the new queen of hip hop, and I'm like, so that's the only reason. I was listening to talk shit, and I was like, okay, this is the new queen of hip hop, you know, and so and stuff like that. So I was really into, you know, Nicki verse. I'm sorry, Cardi verse, not Nicki verse, Cardi verse. So that's the only reason why I said, let me give the Migos a chance. Now I know that they're bitter. They're upset because, you know, Lil Baby pretty much took over quality control, like literally putting the money into, you know, Lil Baby. We get that, and I deliver that fire. You know what I'm saying? And obviously give me some new type of sound. And obviously I didn't. So a lot of people in my chat is really not into, you know, the Migos. And I got to be honest, like my audience, I'm not going to try to say my audience are old. I'm not going to say that, bae. I'm not going to say it, bae. But I will say that my audience is mature. I'm not going to say my audience is old, but I will say that they are mature. I got a mature audience, okay, from all walks of life. But my, you know, people that's out there, you know, the public, some people that come and criticize my show say, oh, Wiley Show got nothing but old church ladies. That's what he have. It's old church ladies. And I'm like, really? Like, I don't have, like, the women that I talk to, they be cussing. They don't be going no church. They be dancing, popping, locking, dropping. They be on TikTok. It was one lady showed me her TikTok. She was in her, you know, in her girdle. And she was doing a TikTok, and she was like, Wiley, how did I look? And I'm like, well, it's all right. But how you sure? You know, anything else you want to say? I'm like, it was all right. But I'm like, ma'am, why were you in your girdle, you know what I'm saying, dancing to Candy Girl? I just wanted you to see, you know, I just was feeling myself. I'm like, that ain't you. Like, I don't want to see you, you know, dancing to Candy Girl in your girdle. I don't want to see that. Like, why did you send this to me? And obviously, I don't know if she was trying to flirt with me or, all this. And then when they get like this, don't call me ma'am, call me Cynthia. I'm like, no, I don't want to call you that. I want to literally, call you ma'am. You're an elder. I don't see you in that way, ma'am. Okay, so you don't have to send me the TikToks in your girdle. I'm just not trying to see it because it wasn't sexy. It literally was nasty looking to see that, and I don't want to upset you because you be sending me cards in my postal in my PO box, so you really show me love. So I just didn't understand why would you send me that TikTok video in the middle of the night? Like, I'm not want to see that with 3 people watching. Obviously, the 3 people wasn't interested. It did not go viral. Okay, it really didn't. Like, why in the world we said it? But all right, Migos, they did what they did, and I made sure that I said I was going to review it. And one of the songs that I like on there, and I got to open my phone up so I can see it. So bear with me, audience. But one of the songs that I like on the Migos album, Culture 3, I do like Type Shit. I told y'all about that, and I do like that. I do like Modern Day. I like that, but this album is not the best album. It did not shake up the streets, and the only reason why I am even talking about it again is because the new queen of hip hop, Cardi B. That's the only reason why. Right? That's literally the only reason why I'm talking about the album. Other than that, I wouldn't be talking about it. That's the only reason why. It's because the new queen of hip hop Cardi was on there. Excuse me? What? I know they get mad when I say that, but it's the truth. She's the new queen. And I had an argument with a lady on my phone. She were cussing me out. And, of course, if you call into the show number, sometimes when I'm feeling like it, I will answer the phone and talk to the producers. And so I was talking to her, and she was like, literally cussing me out, right? And I'm like, why in the world are you cussing me out? So she was upset because I said these words. Cardi B is the queen of hip hop. And she just called me so many B's. Said I shouldn't be on internet. I should delete my existence. I should be doing podcasts only. I should not show myself on camera. I don't have it like that. You would never be other YouTubers. That she was just really going in, and she was just really mad because I said Cardi B is the queen of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm just keeping it real. I have to keep it real. When it comes to that, I have to keep it real when it comes to that, and I'm really not taking it back. And I said what I said. Okay, we'll move on. Let's get to Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams is in here, and I want to say to Wendy Williams, and I say this humbly to Wendy. She was on her show, and she was flirting with Gary Owens, okay? And when I saw her flirting with Gary Owens, and I'm like, she was like, do you want to go out to dinner? And I'm like, Wendy, are you that desperate to be flirting with a man that have been treating his wife like trash? Are you that desperate for peen that you would just go on your show and just flirt with Gary, and he don't even want you? You're not the type of black woman that he wants. If you look at this man's wife, he looks way better than you, Wendy Williams. What? Do we have a picture of his wife and him and his wife? Give me a second while I pull up a picture of his wife and Gary Owens. Just a second. Hold up. Give me a second. Let me. And I'm like, it was so awkward, and he didn't even answer. He said, oh no, I don't want to answer the question. I'm not going to answer the question publicly, because if I answer the question publicly, they're going to say something about it. They're going to say something about it. So of course I'm not going to answer the question publicly. Oh no, I'm not going to do that. And if you could clearly see his wife is beautiful. Like, his wife is not ugly. Like, she is a beautiful black woman, and I want to put her picture up here, so give me a second. Oh, we have it right here. Oh, child, I am learning this system. I am really learning it. Shout out to the mentors. All right, so you clearly see beautiful, probably natural body, didn't do too much work, gorgeous, and everything. And Wendy be in too much pain talking about she want a man. She already talk about she be falling out, she be swollen up at the knees and the legs and all that. Come on now. Stop. And I get why Wendy like white men. Because a black man did her wrong. So she are done with black men. I mean, typically, you know, she was assaulted by a black man. Then she dated another black man. He pretty much jacked up her credit. You know, had a rental car, and she had a warrant out for her arrest. You know, had that. Then she had another black man with a small peen that actually liked black men. When it comes to that. Okay, had a small peen that actually liked black men, that like men, and then he left Wendy and got a new woman, and impregnated her, and that's when Wendy said, "Oh, I gotta let it go." But that man, before he did that, was actually involved with other men. And then they're saying that he put his hands on. Now I don't know nothing about that because Wendy said he didn't put hands on her, but I can actually see it. So I just really think that she is over black men. And I get it. And I personally believe Gary Owens' wife is over white men. I get it. And everything that I'm saying is allegedly. I'm not even going to try to get sued. You know what I'm saying? Please do not send me a cease and desist letter because I'm going to blow my nose with it. Really, I'm going to blow my nose. And I'm so shocked that Wendy would just do that. And I was talking to one of my friends in the business, and he was like, Wendy wasn't flirting. Wendy is just only doing that because it's going to add people to talk about it. It's going to get people to just go viral. It's going to have people chatting about it. And so that's smart. I don't think that she want Gary Owens, right? But the other white guy that she was with wasn't that attractive. You know, and you know, white guys don't do that much when you talk about getting black women. They don't. They could be just normal, successful, and all that. You know, black guys can get the haircut. They got to trim up. They got to get muscles. You know, they got to get their credit up. You know, to really get those type of high class black women. But a white guy can look dorky looking, nerdy looking, and they be all there. And they get, you know, they willing to give they draws up to them. I'm like, Wendy, really? But the camera was on. It wasn't backstage. It was literally live on the show. So what it does, it makes YouTubers like myself and to come out and do a video to put all this stuff out there live and make content. And so where people can just go back to YouTube. Go back to her YouTube and then also go back to her Wendy Williams show to see what she's talking about. So it's just all about creating a buzz for Wendy's show because Wendy already know Nick Cannon is coming. Nick Cannon is coming back to daytime television. Now he used to host the Wendy Williams show when she was out and when she was ill. So he have his whole daytime show that is coming. So she got some serious competition in this next up and coming years, right? So she's doing everything possible to make sure that she is the topic of discussion. That's why she makes sure she say little things that make you get, oh my God, did you really say that? So thousands of YouTube channels can just do commentary about it. And I think it's very smart. I think it's very smart. Now, will Gary Owens hit that? No. Will I hit that? Absolutely, I will. I will hit that. Absolutely. She's successful. It don't take much for me. Really. She's very successful. I would definitely hit that. I would definitely love to take her out for dinner. But would she take me out? I don't know. I don't know if she would do it because I ain't got the money. But if I had the money, you know what I'm saying? And I think she would definitely take me out. I think you know, would I hit that? I probably will. And she probably good. You know, I just, you know, she got a lot of work, a lot of work done to her, but she probably, you know, can go. But who knows? So we definitely can see about that. So we definitely will talking about Wendy Williams some more because I am going to get my cable again just to watch the Wendy Williams show. I'm going to get my cable again to watch the Real Housewives of Potomac because I need to be caught up on these shows because I literally have not got caught up on a show in a long time. What'd you say? Oh yeah, I will hit Wendy Williams. Oh, definitely. She nice. You know, she got her moments. You know, her mouth. You know, got a beautiful mouth. And yeah. Oh, absolutely. Should I go in her DM? You want me to go in her DM? You want me to go in her DM? No, I ain't gonna leave her no voice note. No, I ain't gonna leave her no voice note. I'll wait till I become a millionaire, and then I'll talk to her on my private jet. Yeah, I ain't gonna talk to her now. No, I ain't gonna talk to her now. No, I ain't gonna talk to her now. I ain't gonna. Okay, let's go to the next topic. Oh wow. Okay. All right, so let's get them off the screen. All right. So we are here. So make sure y'all thumbs up this video. I know it's late, y'all. I know it's late, but I work, so I have to come on here and talk to y'all. So late night. And it's late, so I get it. I understand it. So I just want to shout out to all the night owls out there that are watching this, that are watching this show. So shout out to y'all. It's really lit. Thank y'all so much for taking time out of y'all busy schedule and say, listen, I'm gonna listen to Wiley. So let me go to our other topic. Okay. Ooh, this one. Here we go. Okay. Oh, should we talk about it? It triggers people though. Okay, let me give a disclaimer. Okay. I don't want anybody to be triggered, but I gotta give my opinion. So please don't get triggered, all right? But here we go. Can we bring them on the screen, please? Thank you. Wendy Williams, Kenneth Petty is in the news because, I'm sorry, not Wendy Williams, Kenneth Petty. I'm talking to Wendy Williams in my mind. I'm sorry. Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty is in the news. And it's not good. It's really not good here. It is being reported that Kenneth Petty is going to be facing possibly 10 years in prison. Because if you do not know, he have been convicted of R-wording an underage girl, and he did not register as an offender. And the reason he have not registered as an offender, because he had to register, and he moved, I think, from New York to LA. And so shout out to the Jasmine brand. I'm going to read what they wrote on their blog. Shout out to the Jasmine brand. They said this: Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, is claiming his legal team needs additional time for his upcoming criminal trial. Originally, his court date was set for June 29th, but now he's looking to change it to August 10th. The request comes as a result of Kenneth Petty stating he has two recently added lawyers who needed to be brought up to speed. Additionally, he claims his legal team needs additional time to review hundreds of pages of reports and various other pieces of evidence. Kenneth Petty is due in court for failing to register as an offender when he moved from New York to California. He was subsequently arrested, later being released on a $100,000 bond. Kenneth Petty has pleaded not guilty to the charge against him and face up to 10 years in prison if convicted. All right. So I want to get to the full story. And this is really sad, you know what I'm saying? And Nicki brought this upon herself because she married a man that committed a crime. And he knew he committed this crime, and he tried to act as though like, oh, I didn't do that. So no, I don't have to register. And know that if you're on an offender list, unless you get a court order to get off that list, you have to register. Everywhere you go, you have to register. So I don't know what in his mind to make him think that I don't have to register because I'm married to Nicki Minaj. I'm married to Onika. No, you have to register. And I want to read this on the Jackson brand. They said this. Nicki Minaj's husband has to register as an offender due to a sexual assault incident that went down back in 1995. Oh, I was only 5 years old. Anyway, Kenneth Petty was accused of forcing a 16-year-old girl to have by threatening her with a sharp object. As a result, he served 4 years behind bars. Regarding the alleged victim, Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty has been accused of having friends badger her family for information. In a tearful video, the woman stated, "This message is for Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty. Tell your effing people to leave my family alone." Okay. Don't call my effing family. Don't call my brothers. Don't call anybody. Leave me and my family the F alone. Additionally, the alleged victim was supposedly bribed by the couple to recant her story. A judge has yet to rule on the request, leaving it limbo for the first time being. However, Radar Online reports that Kenneth Petty believed he should be granted continuance due to his right to a fair trial. And I want to say this, you need to be locked up because you should not be going around here and not registering as an offender when you have offended a 16-year-old girl. You committed a crime, and you have to continue to be on that list. And I believe that Nicki should be ashamed of herself to marry a man that have done and abused a 16-year-old girl. And she should be ashamed of herself. And she had the audacity to come out with a new mixtape that flopped. She had the audacity to come out and make tweets when your man is facing 10 years in prison. And if it is true that Nicki Minaj have bribed the victim, she could be possibly facing some prison time as well. Because you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be trying to bribe the victim. And Nicki, you attach yourself to a man that have been guilty of a serious crime. And that dirt and filth is on you as well. Because you married into that. You married him. And you should have known, hey, baby, you already know you got to register. Did you register? That should have been your conversation. Not Queen Radio. The conversation should be like, baby, before we go to Queen Radio, before we have a baby, let's make sure your legal status, your legal problems is handled. But before I open up my legs and let you deposit your wicked seed inside me, I'm going to make sure you register. That's what she should have did. And so now Nicki got to spend the Barb's money. The Barb's money. And go into that hard money that these Barbs work at McDonald's and Burger King doing doubles and triples to buy that album. They literally have to do all of that and she taking that money that her fans give her and purchase her merchandise and ticket sales to make sure her husband do not serve 10 years in prison. And now that they have a child. And it's a strong possibility that Nicki Minaj will become a single black mother. All because she married a man that have offended a 16-year-old child. It's just the truth here. And this is facts here, people. This is in black and white. This is the reason why Nicki is being brought up into this situation, because she married into this. She married into this. Give me a second. She married into this. And she have nobody to blame but herself. And I know the barbs around the country, around the world, are just dragging me all across the country, all across the world. But I have to speak it from heart. I'm about protecting the black woman. And this is something. This woman went through this. And she's hurting. And I believe, and this is something that she actually went to the court and testified, and he was guilty. So in this situation, this is nothing like the Jessica Reed, even though it's similar because they both were abused, but they went through the courts. This victim went through the courts. He was found guilty. He was convicted. So you got to make sure you register. And Nicki this is the reason why she took another L, because it's tarnishing her reputation. She should be a legend. She should be an icon. But every time they bring up Nicki, but she married she married an R word. She married an R word that did not register. So now she got to go have her baby go visit a man in prison. That beautiful baby is going to have to go and say, Dada, why do you have a glass window? Dada, why do I have to just talk to you on the phone? And then you got to lie to that beautiful baby and tell him that daddy is on vacation. A vacation that you can't drop the soap. A vacation that you got to protect your cheeks. So give me a second. Let that dive in. And this is the reason why we have to do this commentary. Because I stand with the victim. I stand with the victim. I stand with the victim. We're going to open up the phone lines. So give me a second. We will have the phone lines open up. So what we're going to do before I address the library situation, I'm going to put the number on the screen here. And I really know there's a lot of people upset, but I just had to do what I had to do here. I already know they're in the bushes. They're mad. Comment below. Let me know how it is. I'm not reading the comments. So what I do is I will let you call in, and no profanity, because I haven't said no profanity. No profanity. Okay. And we open up these phone lines. We allow you to call in. Okay. So bear with me. All right. The number is 646-716-8447. All right. Give me a second. Okay. We got the number on the screen. There we go. All right. 646-716-8447. So if you're calling in, that is the number. I want to talk about something really quickly. Today, and people are just in my email and my DM, and people are calling me from across the country. And they want me to make a statement or respond to some things. And I want to say this. I'm like, well, what's going on? Oh, they said you were at a library. And I'm like, yes, I was. And that situation happened about 3 years ago. We were charged with a crime, and we had to pay restitution. And we paid back all of the money that was owed. Okay. It was actually about, I would say, I don't have the correct amount on the top of my head, but it was about maybe $13,000, maybe $14,000 that my lawyer negotiated with the lawyer of the library to get it down to about $13,000 to about $14,000. I believe it was that much, or probably could have been a little bit more. And so I had to pay restitution, and I had to do some community service. So we did that. We did the community service. We paid back all the money that was owed to the library. So when people were bringing this up, a lot of times people are bringing it up because we are popping. They're bringing it up because we are popping. They're bringing it up is because we are growing. And so anytime we grow, they always bring up Oh, Wiley, the library situation. Just like Nicki gonna have to deal with, oh, Nicki, you married a man that are a woman, you know? So you're gonna always, oh, Cardi, you were robbing and drugging men. So when you are a celebrity like myself and, you know, online celebrity, you would get things in your past brought back up to you. You would get people to make videos about you. You know, it is what it is. I'm in this business, so I understand that sitting in this seat, talking to you in this microphone, that you will get people that will be triggered, that will be compelled to try to embarrass you. But you cannot embarrass me because the producers that watch this show already know about the library situation. Already know. So I want to talk about that incident inside the library situation. It was a mental breakdown. It was a narrative. Someone said, oh, he ain't taking his meds. No, I wasn't diagnosed with any mental illness. When I went to the library, I wasn't eating, I wasn't drinking water, eating, I wasn't sleeping, hearing voices, and I literally had a mental breakdown. And people were saying, but why did you scream out Emmett Till? It's because I can remember, you know, watching Emmett Till documentary, just watching all of this Black Lives Matter videos and police killing black men, and, you know, and I was watching it at late at night, just consuming all of that, just watching it, all of that, all day, every day, didn't stop. I was watching it 24 hours, just videos, and then I was watching, you know, the Emmett Till documentary over and over, and I wasn't eating, I wasn't drinking, I was hearing voices, and I wasn't sleeping, and I was just up and it's just pacing and over and over and over. So eventually, I remember it like it was yesterday, I walked down to my cousin's apartment from where I stayed at, and I told him, I'm going to run for president. I'm going to run for president. You are, you know, this is what I want to do. I told him I was going to run for president and I was going to do all of these things. And he was like, oh my gosh, bro, give me your phone. Like, what are you going through? Like, what's going on? So he said, well, I'm about to go to take a shower. So I took a shower because I haven't showered in like weeks. He was like, take a shower and put on these clothes. So I took a shower, put on some clothes. I put on some shorts and a shirt, and those were his clothes. I was like, I'll put it on. I've lost a lot of weight. You can literally see the bones, right? So eventually, I went to the library, and we were in the library, and voices was just all in my head. Oh, they do. Look how they do your people. Look how they do you. You're going to be next. They're coming after you. Look how they're watching you. Look how they're doing this. They're not even helping you. It's because you're black. And you just hearing all of this. Look what they did to Sandra Bland and all of this. So inside that library, not only did I scream Emmett Till, I screamed Sandra Bland. I screamed so many of the ancestors that I screamed in there, and I was just yelling out and just property damage, books and everything. It is a narrative that they said kids were inside the library. It was adults, because during that time they were at school. The library was it was all adults inside. Not a child was inside the library. But what people are not telling you, that when all of that, and the media does not tell you this, when I bust one of the windows and the alarm came on, everybody was rushing out of the library. So I took off all my clothes and I ran out of the library. And so I was running. And so the police were called, the fire trucks was called, paramedics, everybody was out there. It was a scene out of a movie. All like, where are you from? Like, what's your name, sir? How may I help you? What's going on? Oh my gosh, he ain't got on no clothes. What's going on? I'm just yelling, jumping on cars and everything. So I was running, and some told me, I was like, well, run back to your apartment. Just go back to just run in traffic. So I was literally running directly towards traffic. I was going to run it, and it was busy. It was like literally like rush hour. And it was a police officer said, stop. Or I think he said stop. I think he said freeze. And he tased me. Now, he could have shot me, but he tased me, and I was butt naked. I hit the ground chin first. And he chased me in my stomach. He yanked that out of my stomach, put the handcuffs on me, threw me in the ambulance, and they took me to Medical City of Dallas, and they took me to Green Oaks Mental Institution, and I was there for some months. And so it was that situation. So that is pretty much just a sums up of what was going on. And so when I was in Green Oaks, mental institute, mental hospital, They diagnosed me with bipolar with psychosis, right? So I didn't know what bipolar was. I didn't know if I had. I'm like, what's the problem? Like, I don't have no bipolar, doctor. I ain't crazy. So they had to do it. So even when I was in there, before I went to Greenhouse, when I was in Medical City of Dallas, when I went in the ER there, I did not want any white doctors, white nurses, or anything. So I was just fighting the doctors and nurses. They was trying to take care of me. So they had to give me shots and medicine, shoot me up with whatever they shot me up with. And they just brought in black security guards. And I was so high of what they gave me, I started singing gospel music and I started preaching. So I went through all of that, and they took me to Green Oaks, and I was resistance there. I was trying to escape. They did a 4-point restraint. I wasn't really eating, and then eventually I started to eat, started to take my meds, and really started to work. So I was there for a couple of months, if not 2 months at least. So I went through all of that stuff at the library. I went through that situation. That's my part of my testimony. I could have literally lost my life. It could have been that way, and the library is really great, remodeled, state-of-the-art computers, state-of-the-art stuff is really it wasn't that designed. So when people come to me and they say, "Oh my gosh, the library is so nice inside," I'm like, "Yeah, because I paid for it." Like, not to laugh, but I paid for that. I literally paid for those renovations. So so when people do it, that's not a diss. We are a free man. We don't owe the library anything. And the sad thing about it is, speaking about this, they are literally calling the library. These trolls are calling the library. And I'm like, why is y'all calling them people? They're calling them. Calling the library and all of this. I'm like, why are y'all calling the library? Why are y'all calling them people? Why? Like, come on now. It is over and done with. They should have named a session out of me. They should have. Or out of the ancestors that I called out, So I went through all of that type of stuff. And when I tell you it happened, I don't know. I still to this day, I'm like, why in the world did I have a mental breakdown? I had a mental breakdown. Okay? That's what I had. And so we got the phone lines open up. So they were afraid. You know what I'm saying? They were afraid, and it was really sad because they were really afraid, and they was shocked. They was like, and the sad part about it is, and see, this is what my people are not going to tell you, that we try to criticize me because they weren't there. The morning of the library situation, I called the Dallas police. I kept calling them. And they came to my house. They didn't remove me. They didn't put me in a hospital. Literally, they came in. Papers was everywhere. And they kept asking me, do you have a mental illness? I don't have no mental illness. Get out of my apartment, you wicked devils. And I was saying all this, stuff. And they didn't remove me. So I kept calling. They hung up the phone. They didn't help me. And so I had a breakdown. But I say this, if they would have intervened and would have had a mental health counselor or crisis person there, I could have gotten some help then, and I wouldn't have had to pay back, that library those many dollars. But the people that's talking about that, they don't know that part. They just know a little clip of a media, clip. That's all they know. But we're working on a documentary on this, and I don't mind talking about it. I talk about it all the time. Anytime we go up another notch in these YouTube streets, they bring that up. Anytime we go up another notch, they bring that up. That's what they do. If I'm not called crazy, I'm called the R word. And when I say R word, talking about being, retarded. And I'm like, oh my gosh. They say that. They say he's crazy. They say he's retarded. And I'm like, OMG. They say these things. And it don't get to me at all. It does not, because that's their projection. That is their sickness. That is them. It don't come on to me because I know I am an intelligent black brother. I'm intelligent. and I am stronger and I'm more mature now. And I take my medicine, okay, my Zyprexin, okay, that's what they have me on. I take one tablet by mouth at bedtime, okay. I always get my refills, okay. I take my medicine all the time, and I make sure I stay current on that. And people say, well, why did you gain so much weight? So when I start to get on this medication, it increases my appetite. You know, it increases my appetite to the point where I eat. You know, so I have to get in the gym and stuff like that. So that's why I gained weight. But if I don't take it, I won't start eating. I will hear the voices, and I would just go, woo, 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 woo. You know. But we good now. It's good now, and as long as you're current on your meds, you're good. You're good. Okay. So how many people know that? How many people know this? Anybody else want to call in? Anybody out there? Let me tell this person to call in. I just need to make sure this is working because I want to see if you all can call in. Can y'all call in for a second? I don't know the phone lines. Is the phone lines working? Hold on 1 second. Let me see if the phone line's working. Because I want to make sure this new system is working. That's why I did this. And it's 2:38 in the morning. So I just want to make sure the system's working. That's why I got these headphones. So I'm trying to make sure this thing is working. So give me a second, you guys. I want to make sure it's working. Can someone call in so I can make sure this system is working? And they was really coming at me. They were dragging me. They were dragging me. They were trying to let me have it. Okay, it's working, so it'll pop up. They were really, really dragging me, child. They was all up in there. So did that answer y'all questions? I'm gonna read some of y'all comments real quick. Those meds abruptly, and don't you have to stop taking those meds abruptly? But sure, you know this. Yes, and don't you dare stop taking those. You can't. I tried. And when I tell you, oh my gosh, it was like a fluctuate of voices were coming through. I was like I could so much I could tell y'all. It's too late. I don't know if y'all want to hear this. Let's open the phone line. Let's get into the gossip. 6549, call you on air.
Hey, I was just calling in because you said to test the line.
Yes.
I also wanted to talk about the mental health issues.
Talk
Some
about
people in the chat are making unnecessary comments.
Okay.
And I know, you like to be funny and
Okay.
whatnot. I don't know if these people are kids or children.
Oh, my
but to be
gosh.
making jokes about somebody who just gave you basically their testimony and their life story to where Wiley was when I first came on YouTube. He was like at 6,000, 7,000 people.
Facts.
I think earlier today he said he's like at 20,000.
Facts.
So he's doing a lot. He's
Facts.
doing a lot just to be breaking out of the B sector and to be over here in the celebrity sector, and his name is buzzing in the streets like it is today. You're doing awesome and amazing. I just wanted to say that. And for the people who are cracking jokes, wake the fuck up. Mental health is very serious.
And it could be you one day. You could be suffering, or you may have a family member going through. It's that, and that's.
Exactly.
It took me to have a breakdown to understand. Wow, mental illness is real. It is so real. It is not fake. I used to think.
Real.
When people say depression, I'm like, ain't no such thing as depression.
Yeah, that's all a lie and a fantasy until you start taking your medication. I take medication for my anxiety. So I know the difference of being on medication and when you are taking your pills and when you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big difference. So to be cracking jokes, I'm just gonna take it that you're immature, you under the age of 16 or 17, and your parents is letting you be up late. Because I don't understand how you could crack jokes. This man just told you everything that he been through, and God saw him through the whole way there. And I wanted to say, you said you was doped up and you started singing gospel songs. That's because God is always with you. Your faith and your base has always been with you from the very beginning. So for you to, what they say, raise a child in the way that he should go, for when he's old, he will not depart for it. You was out of your mind. And what was you doing? Singing gospel music and preaching. That's who you really are.
Come on. All right. Because it was, I'm
that.
telling y'all, when I tell you, sister, I was preaching and it was like, The nurses, they was like, "What in the world?" And they was like clapping my hands, and it's in me. And so, but it was a rough moment because I had family issues. Moving from one state to another, family not talking to you. So that all just, I broke. I had a breaking moment, but I thank God that that police officer did not mistake his taser for a gun, because I would not be here today.
Exactly. Exactly. Right when you said that, I was like, well, and especially in these days and times, they would have had all opportunity to take your life right then and there. A naked black man, you 6'4" something,
I'm
something,
6 foot. I'm
a big
6 foot
black man
2.
running down the street.
Yes, come on, come on. Hey, do you know what I'm
So a
saying?
big black man running down the street, what do you think they're gonna do? Shoot you down. So you are very lucky.
Yes, very, very lucky. Blessed to be here. Thank you, sister, for calling. Are you up late?
Yes,
Ooh.
yes, yes, yes. You have a great night.
All right. They do anything for clout. They do anything for. They just use my name for clicks and views. I know it, but I'm gonna talk about it too. 2041, calling on air.
Hi, Wiley. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Of course, I call to encourage you to continue telling your testimony
Yes.
because there's someone listening that just may need to hear it. I personally don't suffer from mental health issues, but my brother does, and he's finally coming down off being manic since before my mom died. And now, I mean, it's flipped to the other side of his illness. He's depressed. And so when I heard you talking, it just, brought him straight to my memory. I can't get to him right now, but, I want to encourage you. And it doesn't matter who laughs at you. God allowed this experience in your life because you will carry his word. Whether it's comedic, the message still gets across.
Come on.
And what's in you is you are an anointed vessel of God. I truly believe that.
Yes.
I don't be slinging around that you're this
and,
that.
And I want to tell
because
you.
I see a lot of people that.
I want to tell you, your brother is rough. It's really rough for the family because, especially if you don't know how to handle it, that's rough to deal with somebody that's manic.
Yep. And when you talked about the weight gain, I saw my brother, go through like weight gain or whatever because he's like an average sized guy. He's not tall.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the medications that he was on, caused him to gain weight, but also being on lithium for years has damaged his kidneys.
Oh, wow.
So, if you're on medication or like if you feel yourself about, to go on the deep end, please just take yourself to the hospital. Because in my brother's case, he's been dealing with it since 1981. And, he always has to start over. And he's burned a lot of bridges.
Oh yeah, I have.
I mean, but that's my brother.
Woo!
I've
had an uncle.
And the family didn't turn their back on him, even though he makes it hard to love him sometimes. Because some of the things he said has caused physical pain to other people, and like they don't do anything about it until he tries to hurt somebody or hurt himself.
Oh.
And they try to rush him off to the hospital, but lately, instead of taking him to the hospital, they've been taking him to jail. And my brother earlier this year was facing 10 years. But by the grace of God, my mother said on her deathbed, when he bought like 3 new cars in 2016. And I don't know why they were selling them to him. But anyway, he was really, really off the chain to the point where my mother was dying on her bed. And he was screaming in her face. I wasn't there to witness that. Because by the time I got there, of course, he was gone. But she said, one of the last things she said, no matter where he is, he'll be all right. And when I tell you, he's been in and out of jail. This never used to happen before, but it's happening now. But
okay.
He always seems, I said, are you related to Donald Trump? Because he gets away with everything up that line. But I just wanted to encourage you. And when you were talking about your illness, it just made that come like to reality for me that I can't get to him right now. But anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say all of that.
No, you good.
But thanks for taking my call.
You good. Thanks
for taking my call.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go to another caller. Hold on, you guys. I want to make sure the callers are being heard. So thank you, caller. Thank you. All right, so they said it's low. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to do this way. I thought that way would work. So I'm gonna do this. Give me 1 second. All right, so hold on. All right, hold on. All right, there we go. Okay, so we should be good. All right, let's do this. Hold up. I got it all there. All right, I'm gonna do this way. 4635, you're live on air.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
Okay, I just want to make sure you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
I actually just called in just to help you test out your line. So that's what I called for. But let me just go on and say that I like your new headphones.
Yes.
And and with regard to Nicki Minaj and her husband, you know, Nicki's going to stand by her husband. That's her husband. And, I mean, I guess any woman that is married should stand by their husband, right? I mean, I don't know how everybody feels about that, but I think that's what she's going to do. She's going to stand by her husband. She knew what he was charged with before she married him. So I guess in her eyes, it didn't mean anything, or didn't mean anything enough for her not to marry him. Let's just say that.
Can I say this though? I understand that standing by your husband, but can you tell your husband should register? That's simple. That's not hard.
I mean, yes.
That ain't hard.
I agree. He should have registered, but you got to remember, maybe he was just caught up in the limelight, the traveling.
But you can't be caught up like that. You think that in this justice system, you being black, to forget? If you on probation, you forget to check in, what do you think going to happen?
Yeah, you shouldn't forget. You shouldn't forget. And if you do forget, now we see what the consequences of forgetting will get you.
Okay, yes. And
go ahead, babe.
I'm hearing that the Nicki Minaj fans are upset with me. But what I'm saying is she married him. So she's going to have to yet deal with some of his actions, unfortunately. Because is it true that if your husband owed child support and you get married to him, that they could come after you to pay his child support? Is that true?
I have heard that before, but if you know that you are marrying someone with those type of problems, you should get that in writing or taken care of, or get some type of prenup, because I believe that's what Yandy did when it came to Mendices. I think that if I remember correctly, I think that's what she did to protect her bag. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I just wanted to ask that question.
It depends on what state you live in.
Okay.
And stuff like that. You know
so
what
with
I mean?
that being said, with that's financially. If someone that you hump that got into a nasty legal situation, and that's very unfortunately what he did. That was a serious crime. And you forget to register, and you a celebrity, they're gonna talk about it. You're not gonna be exempt, and Nicki gonna unfortunately have to deal with this for the rest of her life. As long as she attached to him, that's gonna like kind of damage her reputation.
You know what? One of the people in the chat has said she should just go on and get back with Safari. I kind of agree.
But
because she moved on. Because you figure they was together, like, I guess a very long time, right?
Yes.
And I guess when you're young and you're in a relationship, you do have to, like, separate for a while to spread your wings. And so, you know, she went her way and did her thing. He went his way and did his thing. And now they probably both sitting back realizing, we need to be back together doing our thing. It's not like it's impossible.
Impossible.
It's your facial expressions from me, Wiley.
I'm just hearing it. But this is the thing. We're gonna get into Safari another day. But he's a whole lot of hot mess. But at least he ain't hump no woman against her will. That So that would have been much better.
Exactly. He annoys me though. He annoys the hell out of me. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. And Wendy Williams need to go on and sit down somewhere. Gary Owens don't want her. Wendy look like a whole man.
Oh, my God.
I like Wendy, but come on.
Wendy Williams is a beautiful black woman. I date her. I don't have enough money. Maybe I'm not on her radar. Maybe I gotta go to the ophthalmologist to get my eye fixed first.
Oh my God! I don't know why they keep bothering you with this eye. The eye thing is so old. Nobody even really pays attention to your eye. That like truly follows you.
Right.
I don't understand. I don't understand. It just be the newbies that be coming in. They gotta mention it. I guess they gotta mention it, but
Facts.
that shit is old. Ooh, I cussed.
It's okay. Thank you. But you're a producer, so it slipped out.
Yes.
Thank you.
Babe. All right, Wiley, I'll let you go because you probably got other callers, and I don't want them in the chat talking crap. So I'll let you go. And no, I'm not flirting. I'm just sweet as pie.
Okay, I love pie though. Okay.
See you, Wiley.
Bye-bye. Okay, we down to 4 callers. We're going to get these 4 callers on, and we're done for the show. 0543, caller, you on the air.
Hi, Wiley. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I just wanted to say that I'm so proud of you. I've watched you grow. When I started watching the B sector from TSCC to you walking to your job, and then getting your car, and I just really saw you develop. And as a young man, I think you're about my same. How old are you, Wiley?
I'm 30. I just turned 30. Yes, I'm 30 years old.
Oh, okay. Happy belated birthday. With the Armand, degrading you, but through all of that, and through people talking in the beef sector, calling you snake eye, and talking about what happened and with the library or whatever, that you still persevered and you're still out here, doing a do, and you are, you had a big interview, where a lot of people couldn't get it, and you got it, and I'm really proud of you. I mean, sometimes you do get on my nerves, but for the most part, and the fact that you're so transparent, with your issues, and we all have issues. To see a lot of people, you're more grown than most because you've accepted yourself, the good and the bad, your vices, and you own it.
Yes.
Once you own it, can't nobody take anything.
Facts.
Like when people talk about your snake eyes, but you own that.
Yes,
you
I do.
Persevered. You know what I'm saying? So they can't hit you with that. You talk about, you own your, like Funky Dinita says, own your mess before anybody can call you on it. And that's what you did with the library. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, this is what happened.
Facts.
I went to the facility.
You're right.
I had family problems. But see, a lot of people, they stay in that same cave, that same corner, and then they want to attack you from that corner. They never escape that corner. They just want to see you from that corner and attack you. But see, you surpassed them because not only have you went through it, now you have a story and a testimony to talk about it. You see what I'm saying? Yes,
absolutely. Absolutely. You're so right about it.
That way, now you can preach and you have experience. Now you can work at a facility, or you can talk on a talk show, or you can, testify and, help others who are in that deep corner. I'm not talking about that cage, the one that wants to throw rocks, but the people you were talking about depression, and you didn't understand how, like, I don't understand depression because I'm just so bubbly or whatever, and I just try and just persevere. I just keep it going. It's hard every day, but I keep it going. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, like, your struggles, because I don't know the drug thing, and not the drug thing, but the prescription thing and all that. But I know how people slip, because I have a family history of people being addictive. So I had an aunt and an uncle way back. They were doing reds. This was like 50, 60 years ago. And they were like the original crackheads. But by seeing them, you can't pay me to take drugs, literally pay me. So I don't know anything about that world. But, I'm really intrigued because I deal with a lot of homeless volunteer. And I'm just really intrigued on what it took for them to get there. And I don't think I'm better or worse than them. I'm just really, and I talk to them like regular people because I notice that a lot of people, what's wrong?
I'm listening.
I notice that a lot of,
I'm listening.
I notice that a lot of people ignore homeless or people that have problems. And I talk to them like, because they are people and they deserve the same respect as anyone else. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, but that's why I'm so proud of you. even though you get on my nerves, and I do tell you when you do, but I'm just so proud, and I wish more people would be open about. And in our community as Black people, it's so condescending to say mental health. We're so scared of mental health. But you know what? In our community, we need it the most. I'm always talking about reparations in my videos, and mental health care is what we need to know. Because if you notice, all the crime that goes on in the Black communities in these schools, you never hear, okay, we, provided, counselors, whatever. But when those white schools get shot up, oh, yeah, and we've offered mental health care for all of our students. You never hear that in Black schools, and that happens every day.
Facts.
But they flooded with white schools, and then the kids are still alive. Black schools, they don't even have to. You know the deal. You don't even have to go through all that.
All right. Thank you so very much for calling in.
Okay.
All right. The number is 646-716-8447. It's late, but we taking y'all calls. 3996, caller, you on air.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
I was just calling in. I want to support you for talking about mental health. I work in mental health, and I'm familiar with Green Oaks. And so I want to support you for just talking about mental health and your journey. And for that, I do, I really enjoy the show. I do like watching you. But I'm going to have to call you out, Wiley.
Okay.
You be flip-flopping. You be trolling. You just started talking about Nicki. You said you was, if I recall, you was feeling Nicki at first.
Okay.
Now all of a sudden, and I'm not a Nicki fan. I'm not a Nicki fan. I just saw that you used to be feeling her. Now all of a sudden, the story has changed. Like, you just talking bad about her, saying Cardi the queen of rap. True, you could change your opinion and stuff like that, but it just seemed like you doing it.
Well, it's the fact how I feel about Nicki music is just not up there anymore. And she's in the media right now. She's in the news because of her husband, the crime that he committed. Actually, he committed another crime because he didn't register. So again, that's a reflection on Nicki. It is. She cannot separate because she married into that. So that's the reason why. And I am a big fan of Cardi. I think that her music is it's just everything right now. As right now, she is the new queen. Just like with Kim. I had to say the same thing with Nicki when it came to Kim. I was like, damn, Nicki is the new queen because Kim started coming out stuff on PayPal and wasn't releasing no albums and releasing mixtapes. And I'm like, Nicki was just taking over. And so now you got Cardi, got production and she dancing and really showing her skills as a dancer and really showing her skills as an artist with the bars and just club bangers. And Nicki has just, came out with an old mixtape, so I just think as of right now, Cardi is just more relevant when it comes to being the queen. And Nicki could just, she's not the queen anymore.
Yeah, I can see that. Sometimes I just feel like you just be up and changing your views.
No, I don't change the view. I have been on this for a while with Nicki. Ever since that she came out and announced that, she's taking a hiatus. And when she came out recently with a new record with Polo G, I'm like, that was trash. And then came over with an outdated mixtape. Oh, that was trash. And you get Cardi getting number one hits, multiple number one hits, Grammys, and Megan's getting the Grammys. And I'm like, Nicki, where you at? Where's the hunger? I just think that she's not hungry anymore. And she's leaking up for Drake for what? Is he going to get you a hit?
Well, I will argue back with you. You got some points there. I'm going to have to agree with all them points. So,
I mean, you hear what I'm saying? So you evolve, and when people say you flip-flop, I'm like, listen, I just evolved on this. And I've seen plenty of people that are a fan of Nicki. I can name 2 YouTubers, but they used to drag Nicki, but now they're cool with Nicki. So they flip too, because it's more profitable to sing her praises because you get her fans. But as of right now, I'm not worried about getting her supporters. I just wanted to give my opinion. And I said, Nicki, get a fashion line, go into acting. You look at Rihanna, she left when she was on top of her game and got into the fashion business. And the makeup and all of that. She got into something totally different than music. And she was on top. And I just think Nicki should, while she's Nicki, go into other avenues outside of music. Because leave it up to these young girls that's dominating. Because let's be clear, we don't want to see a woman in her heading to her 40s rapping. We just don't. Kim tried to do it and she flopped. It's very sad seeing her trying to do that with that box face, trying to up there rap, and you know, it's sad to see. It's really sad to see.
Well, Nikki's very talented, and she's so animated. She should probably try to get a show or do something with acting. I wish she would go more in that direction.
Yes.
But yeah, and you had mentioned something about YouTubers being Nicki fans now, and I'm gonna have to call out. Sorry, my radio. She be caping for Nicki, and they be like, "Okay, calm down." So,
ooh.
I'm sorry, I had to say it. She be caping real hard for Nicki, and they be like, "Okay, girl, calm down." But that's all I wanted to say, Wiley. Thanks for taking my call.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for calling in. All right, I want to hold on. Let me read the disclaimer. The views and opinions of the callers do not represent the Wiley Show. Okay, don't y'all come over here dropping stuff in the chat talking about Wiley. No. The views and the comments of the callers do not represent the Wiley Show opinion. Okay, 5111 calling on air.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, okay. So I wanted to call in because as far as Nicki and her situation with her husband, when she first got with him, I remember everybody coming at Nicki. And as a woman, sometimes you want to be protected. And so sometimes you see him and her out together, and I feel like he makes her feel protected. I don't think she should have married him. I do think he kind of tarnished her brand or whatever, but I feel like as a woman, she just wanted to be protected, because you got to think, like, you had the machines after her, Cardi B, all the fans, then you had the whole Meek Mill thing going on. So I feel like she just wanted to be protected. Also, as far as her music goes, people are on you because you're saying that thing with that record with Polo G was trash. It was trash, and I love Nicki. But when you love somebody, you don't just cheer their BS on. Like, you have to call them out sometimes. So I think it's important to be like, that's swag. Don't just be hopping on every feature that somebody calls you to be on. Like, I feel like you need to be more selective, because she has nice features. Like Monster was a feature. Even the song she did with NBA Youngboy, that was a feature, and it was above and beyond what she did on that Polo G track. Would you agree?
I agree with you, caller. I agree with you.
Because it's like you love your family, but when your family is messing up, you be like, that's not cool. I feel like that's how fans need to be as well, because she ain't gonna get no better or make a change if y'all saying that this BS is good when we know it's not. And I really like Nicki, but no. As far as Queen of Rap and Cardi B, I feel like she has an it factor, but it is not rapping. But whoever writes for her, they did real good on this last song with the Migos. I feel like Megan, when it comes to bars, like, yes, Nicki is a better artist because she has been out more, but Megan got some bars. And I feel like people need to give her credit, because the girl be rapping. And even on the song, they say she rap about, sex all the time. But on the song, it was a lot of booty shaking. But if you listen to the lyrics, all her bars were not about just sex. And I want to say about Wendy Williams and the Gary guy, let's not act like Gary is like beneath where, like, she would be taking a step down by talking to him, or he would be taking a step down by talking to her. I think it was untasteful to do it on camera, because you don't want nobody to be like turning you down on camera or saying anything other than, yes, I'll take you on a date while you're on TV. But I guess it is what it is. And I like them crazy faces that you make when you bulk your eyes and stuff. But yeah, I think you are inspirational to a lot of people.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
Like somebody like me, friends will be like, "Oh, you need to do YouTube," but I'm too shy, and somebody say something crazy to me, my feelings will be hurt because I'm sensitive.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
okay.
But I appreciate you, and
I
I
appreciate
like
you.
watching you. But I just wanted to put my 2 cents in. We can't choose Nikki's love. I don't think she needs to be back with Safari. That would be a setback. But I do somewhat understand why she got with the Kenny dude. Because when Meek tried to press her in that store and Kenny was right there, he kind of shut Meek all the way down. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that.
All right. Thank you so very much for calling in. All right. We're down to 2 callers. Thank you. Okay. We're going to make sure we get to everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you, caller. Anonymous, you live on the air. Hello. All right. All right. Okay. We got through the callers today. This was lit. Wow. Special shout out to everybody. Let me really drop one for the callers in the back. You just never know. And so I hope my story have bless you. And I hope that you leave there having a conversation about mental health. And we're going to keep going, man. We're going to keep being successful. We're not going to stop. Anonymous, you live on the air. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. I'm sorry. Did I hang up on you by accident? But go ahead, caller.
You did.
I'm sorry.
You know, it is what it is. It's early in the morning.
It's early in the morning.
Well, happy Saturday. You've been hot all week, busy Wiley.
That's, I'm dedicated. I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be a good husband. I'm putting that work in.
And you don't sleep.
I do sleep. It's just that I go to sleep after I do my show, but I sleep.
Well, I will tell you this. You had me laughing so much this week. You were the only person who was the devil's advocate when it came to the crying attorney. I am so happy you did that commentary.
Are you happy? Okay, you're in the minority because everybody was hating me, but I saw it. I just said it how, spoke how I saw it. But go ahead.
Well, yeah, because you have to think about it. Even Tasha Kasem had the right perspective. Who makes a video of their employer of grievances behind the scenes and think it's okay?
Right.
To put it on YouTube.
Right.
They get congratulated and, oh, you should apologize to me. And I put this on YouTube and blew your ass up. I own my own company, and I swear I will fire your black ass.
Oh, my God.
And I'll do it on a video, too. And then we all erase it.
Oh,
and then you won't cry and get an attorney.
Oh, gosh. Let's stop.
I'm for it, and I loved you the other day. You know what night it was? You was live. You was on point.
Yes, thank you. It was late. I want to say shout out to you.
You made everybody mad. You made everybody mad, but I enjoyed it because you were a devil advocate. You can't agree with the populace. You can't agree.
Facts.
We can agree to disagree. That's why it's called freedom of speech.
We can agree to disagree. Yes.
And people who are owners of companies disagree. I don't care who they are. They own a company. They disagree if an employee don't blast you on YouTube. Bill Gates wouldn't stand for it. Jeff Bezos will fire your ass on the floor of Amazon.
Okay.
You love it. For real. And we'll see you up in HR.
All right. Facts. All right. All right. That part. Thank you, caller. And I hope you subscribe to the Wiley Show. Are you subscribed?
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's what I love to hear.
How many channels you have? You found out you have 2.
Yes, I have 2 channels, but it's good that you're here. You subscribe to both of them. Are you subscribed to both of them?
Yeah, I'm subscribed to both of them.
That's what I'm talking
about. Now,
about
Miss Nicki.
You said what about Nicki?
Miss Nicki, she had to be in a relationship with somebody.
She had to marry somebody. And most men in the music industry have a background.
Not
She
that type
happened
of.
to come with a fella.
Well, it's other type of man she could have got, but I hear your point though.
And wait a minute, I'm just giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
I'm just saying. She, like most female entertainers, they marry who? Their manager.
Right.
Mariah Carey, Destiny Child. When the
You're right.
Destiny Child girl married her manager. I can go on and on. They usually marry their managers. She happened to marry a producer. He does music, actually. Her husband.
Okay.
So she's going to marry somebody close in the industry. We can't, she can work it out. She has enough money to hopefully squash all these legal issues.
All right. Well, we thank you so very much for calling in.
Okay, honey. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you. All right. So we're going to go to the next caller, and we're done for tonight because we're gonna come back in the afternoon and do our afternoon show. So, yeah, we hot. All right. Last caller is 2466. You live on the air.
Well, Anna, you've been on YouTube 10 years and still got 15K subs.
Oh, okay. Is that a read? Is that a read? What? And you yet watching me in the middle of the night. And you yet up watching me in the middle of the night. Oh, guys, well, people didn't be getting me, but yeah, you up here watching the Wiley Show. Okay? All right, so thank you so very much for calling in. This was lit. I want to give a special shout out to all the producers. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. It's free to do because I've been on YouTube for 2 years. Make sure y'all subscribe to our channel. It's free to do. All right. And that would be lovely. So if you have not subscribed, just click the subscribe button. It's free. Click that like button. It's free to do. And we will see y'all in the afternoon show. So we're going to take a little break. We're going to see you in the afternoon show. And that will be lit. Y'all have a peace and blessed day. Peace. Oh, wow. This was lit. All right. And you did take a big break off of YouTube. Oh, yeah, I did take a big break off YouTube. I took multiple breaks on YouTube. Multiple breaks. After party on Station Head. We're going to do a little after party on Station Head. So I'm going to drop the little Station Head in there real quick. We can, we going to do a little after show on Station Head. Ooh, I got something to talk about, too. Oh, where we at? Where is it at? Where's Station Head at? Hold up. Where is it at? Let me find my Station Head. We can do after show Station Head. Okay, here we go. Oh, Station Head got a new logo. Okay. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, this is going to be funny, I think. Okay. Let me just drop the link. If you're not on Station Head, I'm going to drop the link real quick. Okay. All right. I got the Station Head in here. If y'all want to hear something real funny, get your screen records ready. Go head on to the baddest Station Head station show ever. Where I tell you it's about to be lit. Okay. I'll see y'all soon. See y'all on Station Head. Peace.